And with that, it looks like we are ready for our next run. I have IzzyHope58 with the Toy Story Trilogy Any Percent run. Take it away.
I'm Thermal Square. I am also a runner of these games, but mostly just Toy Story 2. I hope you guys are excited.
And I am Lance, and I did most of the trick and glitch hunting in this game.
Lance is a glitch hunting genius. We are going to get into that later. But yeah.
I'm hearing in the chat that Izzy is currently muted. It is now fixed. Never mind. I apologize.
Oh, it's on fixed?
Proceed.
Oh, okay. I will reintroduce myself. My name is IzzyHope58. I run all three of these games and Trilogy, of course. Yeah. Let's get started in 3, 2, 1, go. All right. So, first off, we are starting with Toy Story 1, of course. This game is for the Super Nintendo. And we're starting with that old army game.
And I know nothing about this game, so I'm gonna hope the Thermal can carry this one.
I will do my best. Yeah, basically Izzy is just trying to get to the walkie-talkie, because as you guys might remember from the beginning of the movie, they're trying to figure out what's happening at Andy's birthday party.
And we're done. We figured out what's happening at Andy's birthday party. Something presents are going on.
That was like the best part of the movie too.
Yeah.
Right?
And now, oh no, Andy and his friends are coming upstairs. We gotta hide all the toys, and we have 178 seconds for some reason.
Izzy, I don't know if you're going to be able to do it. You think you can do it in 178 seconds?
I think I'll manage.
Okay. So yeah, basically Izzy is going to be hitting these obstacles out in a specific way to, obviously be the most optimal. You're going to see here shortly, she's going to puff 2 of them in rather quickly.
Thankfully I didn't mess up. Sometimes you can mess up that robot, and it's really frustrating.
And then, basically, she just has to run to the end of the level, because...
As long as you're fast enough here, you have plenty of time. You'll be able to...
Yeah.
Just wait.
Because Rocky Gibraltar here is making his way slowly to under the bed. And yeah, if you...
triggers it?
Yeah. Well, it's when you get... Yeah, you have to be on the bed, too.
Alright. Which one of you has a big ego? Because we need to check that out right now. We're at an ego check.
I think Woody has a huge ego.
Woody has a huge ego.
Talking, I probably have the biggest
So
ego.
in this level, we are like... Andy just got Buzz, and Buzz is like the new favorite toy, and we're trying to show the other toys that we can be as cool as Buzz. We're cool too.
Izzy, though. Probably Wow, Sam, thank you. You're a wonderful human being.
Uh-oh, I messed that up. That should be fine. As long as I don't take...
Yeah. You will see that they're right here, Izzy is taking intentional damage. Just to skip having to crawl or shimmy across on a rope, which is rather slow. So just taking the intentional damage just allows Izzy to take damage and use the iframes to just skip a huge portion right there.
A lot of this game for Toy 1 is all about health management and refilling health when we can, which we'll explain later, and taking intentional damage at specific spots as well.
Yep. I think, honestly, the hardest part about this level is getting your little drawstring on those hooks. Yeah. It can be so hard sometimes. It's weird.
The drawstring, the hook thing can be so finicky and is, so precise, and, it takes a lot of practice to get it down correctly.
That's a long room.
Yeah, Andy's room is massive. You'll see later, in the next level, it looks even bigger.
So who remembers the scene in Toy Story 1 where Woody has to fight a giant Buzz Lightyear with little suns rotating around him?
This is like a nightmare. I think
I
Woody
remember
needs
this from the deleted
psychological
scenes.
Analytics.
I remember this from the deleted scenes on the disc 2 of the DVD. Does that count?
Sure. We'll go with that. Here it comes.
Watch out!
Yes. So yeah, it basically just have to wait for the laser to shoot and then bop them with your your drawstring. Ka-chow!
That's the wrong movie. That's Cars.
Oh, that was earlier. My bad.
You know, Woody could probably defeat Zurg with the drawstring.
He probably could.
Probably.
If Zurg was in this movie. Or in this game.
So
He
this
is only referenced.
I hate
this
level.
next level, Izzy just has to drive around and knock Buzz ever closer to the window. It's a very weird like switcheroo in the game of like you're doing 2D side scrolling and then you just go to like this random top down racing type level.
Also, look at how big Andy's room is here. He lives in like a freaking mall.
How many
So
gumball machines does one
So
kid
this
need?
level is supposed to encapsulate that like 5-second scene where Woody pushes where Woody pushes Buzz out of the
I mean,
window.
Yes.
Licensed games are good with extending tiny moments of the movie to make them larger moments in the game.
They could have made this a whole minigame.
It could have.
Also,
Could've
for
been
some
like-
reason,
yeah.
you're able to use the shoulder buttons to turn in this level, but that's like way harder than using the D-pad.
True. So yeah, essentially we're like playing as Woody, playing there we go. Playing as Woody, playing as RC in a way.
Alright, this is my favorite level of the run. This has some very sleek platforming in it. This is
True.
where all of the toys are mad at Woody.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, I got the...
They're like, you clearly pushed him out the window, and it's like, well,
Uh-oh.
yeah, he did.
Oh, I died.
Ah. It's okay. You still got 4 lives.
Still got 4 lives. But I might need them because this game is notoriously hard.
True. What we'll find out is Rex right now is still the only toy that likes Woody. Because Rex is just a good boy.
He's loyal.
I
Some
think
might
Rex
say
is
he's
low-key kind of dumb.
I was gonna say he's low-key a good dinosaur, but
he is a good dinosaur.
still wrong. It's the wrong
He
movie.
might
My
be
bad.
the good dinosaur.
It's what the toy is based off of. Sorry, that was a bad joke.
Based off a bad movie, so I think it
Oh,
Whoa, okay. I like all the Pixar movies. I actually have the good dinosaur on my shelf back there.
one of the
It-
steel
well, that's
books.
good.
Yeah, one of the steel books. All right, so this is the first of a handful of auto-scroller levels,
Yep.
but it's
most-
definitely not relaxing. You definitely have to pay attention.
Yeah, most of these levels will require. It's a lot of just memorizing what when to jump when like RC in this level moves forward and back when the planes come and stuff like that. So
Literally,
there
when
will
I
be
was
other
learn-
levels like this.
Literally, when I was learning this game, I literally wrote down every single thing that comes on screen in order to learn how to
Yeah,
dodge them all. Especially
it's
for
it's all
Roller Bob, which is-
memorization. We'll get to that.
We'll get to Roller Bob.
Yeah. It's one of those situations where kind of like if you've ever seen the Lion King video game, you just go, how did they expect children to beat this game when it came out? Like there's just no way.
I can't
They
even
think
beat
kids
the
have
Lion
all
King
the
game.
time in the world or something like that.
True, but you are only limited to a certain amount of lives. And if you lose all of them, you gotta go all the way back to the
Yeah,
start.
you get no continues as well. Alright, I'm gonna try to do a precise hit here. Oh, I didn't quite get it. Yeah, I'll just...
You are a toy.
I am a toy.
That's where this part takes place.
Oh, I didn't get it again? Maybe I'll be able to... Come on. Buzz, get in the tire!
We are tired of this, Buzz.
Watch out!
out! Where is he? There he is.
Ooh, nice.
There it
go.
is. So you just gotta get him like what, 5? What is it? 5 times?
Ah, died again.
It's okay. You're gold. 4 times. 5 times.
There we go. That's what I was trying to do. I hit the tire right as he says to infinity and beyond, and get in the tire.
So what
Then
are
I'll set up the tire nicely.
cowboy stars that drop? What are those for?
So if you collect 100 of those, you get an extra life.
100.
I think it has to be in, or like you get all of them in the level or something.
Yeah, but then
Or is
also,
it just in general?
so this is actually the next level is actually a perfect place to talk about the stars and the health. So there are usually 50 stars in each level. If you collect all 50 stars in the level, you will get an extra life. However, if you get only 49 stars, it'll actually refill your health up to full. So in this level specifically, since this is another auto-scroller type level, we're actually going to purposely not collect one of the stars so that we'll be able to have full health at the beginning of the next level.
Here you go. So
Yeah, this level's pretty simple.
The one thing you might notice, and this was intentional on the developer's part, is the background is going to be repeating. And that was actually how they kind of devised a way to make it look like you're continuing to move forward. It's just the background is moving.
What was this restaurant called again?
Pizza Planet.
I thought it was Mega
Pizza
Gulp.
Planet? I don't see any pizza. All I see is hot dogs and hamburgers. Where's the
I don't
pizza?
see a planet either.
There's no planet.
So yeah, you'll be seeing right now that when a person walks by, Izzy will press down on the D-pad to have Woody hide in the cup so that you won't take damage, which is essentially Woody just hiding.
And since I'm going to be getting full health at the end of this level, I'm able to go down to 1 health, so I'm able to take 1 more damage.
Mm-hmm.
I don't get why collecting all 50 stars doesn't give you an extra life and refill your health.
Yeah, that's kind of...
You know, that would make sense, though.
That would make sense, but that would make too much sense. For a
It just feels
licensed
weird
game.
that 49 would be full health and then 50 is extra life. Whatever. I'm not the developer. I ain't no God Burton. Or John Burton.
God Burton.
Alright,
Bless.
so that was food and drink. Now, we are inside of the claw machine.
Say it with me. The claw.
So in this level, we're going to be
Oh my
taking
goodness.
quite a bit of extra damage.
Yep.
Since we have full health now, we can just do a bunch of damage boosts.
Yeah. This is one of those levels that was actually, especially when I played it for the first time, was super hard. It's just like, there's so much, like these little tubes with the coins falling. It's like, when are you supposed to know when to go? And then you just got coins falling all over the place. Like, it's a nightmare.
Looked like a lot of tight platforming, even casually.
Yeah, it is. It's in that era of game where they made, like, they're still transitioning from like the arcade to home console yet.
And they're still
And
trying
they're
to figure out what a good balance is for...
Right, like this is like Elden Ring before Elden Ring.
I'm actually going to get an extra life here because I'm slightly low right now, so just for a bit of safety. I wouldn't usually go for that in a run.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, I think coming up towards the end here for this one, and then the next level, I think I remember the next.
Yeah, the next level is really inside the claw machine, and
Yeah, it
This level
requires a
used to-
precise trick.
yeah. Hopefully I'll get it.
Mm-hmm.
Might take me a bit.
It's probably one of the hardest tricks in the game.
That's sarcasm.
Snow.
Like, it's
Okay.
It is the hardest trick
the
in
hardest
the game.
trick in the game. All right, let's see if I get it.
All right, Izzy, I'll let you focus.
Okay, I got it.
Okay, cool.
So basically,
it?
if you press start and then press select, it skips the level. That's
Yep.
it.
We
Alright, this is
missed
actually
Woody,
a hard
we missed
trick.
Woody in Doom.
So this, yeah, this next level, got it right.
No, I didn't.
Oh, okay. We'll try it again. Izzy will try it again, not me.
What? Didn't get it again? If you want to explain it, Thermal, go ahead.
Yeah, so in this level, the game only allows you to ever have 3 aliens on screen. But Izzy, right there, Izzy was able to, when one of them hits, it's in the air long enough that you're able to get a 4th one up on screen. But because the game only says there should only be 3, the game doesn't know what to do. And the game just goes, might as well die. On to
Might
the
as
next
well
level.
complete the level.
Yeah. So it just ends the level. And that trick is only Super Nintendo exclusive.
Yeah, and it was also patched on the PAL and Japanese versions when the game got sent to those regions. So it's only on the Super Nintendo US version that trick works.
Yep. Kind of cool.
But as you can see, it is quite precise.
This level is notorious for a lot of tinking going on, so you're gonna hear tink 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 a lot.
And also,
That's
wait for it, wait for it, wait for it.
say it with me.
Hot, 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 hot! Ow, ow, ow! Hot, 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 hot! Ow, ow, ow!
Bowl of cereal. It's weird because in this game he like dunks his head into Frosted Flakes, but in the movie he dunks his head into Cheerios.
Hot, 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 hot! Ow, ow,
Which
ow!
one's better?
Which one's better?
Better.
If we're talking just like regular Cheerios, I'd go Frosted Flakes.
Same.
But you have to eat them quick because those Frosted Flakes are going to get soggy.
I don't do milk.
Really? I mean, that's fair. I just, yeah. If we're talking like Honey Nut Cheerios, I love me some Honey Nut Cheerios though.
Chef's kiss.
That heart health, am I right?
Mhm.
Oh, Battle of Mutant Toys.
This is
one,
also a pretty tough level. I'm gonna take an
Yes.
intentional death here because I only have 1 health.
Okay.
And definitely you want health for this level.
yes.
Because there's a few places that are just kind of unavoidable or just random.
Yeah. Especially towards the end, there's one part that's definitely in case you don't have health, you're gonna need it. So this part right here where you see Izzy swinging back and forth, it is rather annoying, to be honest. It can, if you've never played this game before, it can be really hard to actually grab
The
those.
inputs are really precise for it.
Mm-hmm.
And there, I just got unlucky.
Yep.
Got hit.
Keep climbing up, doing those inputs. And then here is where Izzy's gonna drop down and get closer to the end here. Now say it with me. Take that!
Watch out!
Here it comes! Here it comes! Watch out! So yeah, Izzy is kind of doing this in like a rhythm to just keep these mutant toys back, and eventually you'll hit the trigger for the end. You just got to keep karate chopping.
Nice, got it without taking any damage. Doing that without
Very
taking
nice.
damage is actually really difficult to do sometimes. That was actually
Yeah.
a
Is
goal
that
to my
what you're
splits.
supposed to do? Is that what you're supposed to do casually too?
Yes.
Yes, you just have to karate chop them back.
Hmm.
So I'm gonna let Izzy focus on this one. This side-scrolling level is significantly harder than the Rex side-scrolling level, there's a lot more going on. Izzy has to know when to do like short like A taps to jump, long A presses to jump longer, and still all being like avoiding these rockets, scud, different little like cherry bombs that are being dropped eventually, these things. It's a lot of movement. And the quick story, when I played through this the first time, I had to have the infinite lives shot to get through this. I could not beat it. It's chaotic.
There are even some parts where, even if you know it's coming, it is not consistent to, like, dodge certain things. Like, there's some parts where it's just, like, luck of the draw. Like, this part right here. Like, that part, I knew it was coming, and I couldn't avoid it.
It feels like Rollerbob's hitbox is very weird. It's like, I think it's just kind of around Woody, which is kind of deceiving. Because like the front end and like part of the back end don't get hit. Which is, it just kind of throws you off. But Izzy handled it like a champ.
We got through that without a death. That was a gold as well.
I think you only got hit once, too.
I only got hit once there, yeah.
Yeah,
so,
was like absolute chaos.
This level's pretty simple.
Yeah, this is another one like the top-down racing level earlier.
But much less frustrating than that one.
I think one thing we forgot to mention is that in these levels, Izzy, like you do have to collect batteries. Otherwise, RC will run out of battery power and you just lose the level. So Izzy is taking the most like optimal route while also still like grabbing the optimal batteries as well to get to the end.
Just enough battery at the end there to make it to the end. All right, we are nearing the end of Toy Story 1. We got Rocket Man.
Rocket Man, burning atmosphere up here alone.
I'm having a good time. Having a good time.
Here it comes.
All right,
Not
I have
quite
2
the right
health
hand,
here.
but I appreciate the effort. Yes, this is also a chaotic level. Not as much as Roller Bob, but it's more just dodging cars, trees, traffic lights. There are times where you will take just damage, or if you hit one of the cars or traffic lights just right, you just die. So it's a lot of, you kind of have to follow the stars, essentially.
This seems at least
Reach
more
for the
manageable than the
stars.
Roller Bob.
Yeah. So yeah, this is the final level of Toy Story 1.
with 1 health left. I would do the dump. I would try the dive, but I have 1 health.
Here it comes. Here it comes.
So
Here it comes.
there is a thing in the community. You can dive between like the front end and the car of the semi truck there. Some people do it just for fun.
I was going to do it, but I'm at 1 health. So.
Yeah, I can't blame you. So the end of this run, if this was just a Toy Story run, is when you lose control of Buzz and Woody about now.
All right, on to Toy 2.
On to Toy 2. Now this, I have much more knowledge, so I will be doing more talking.
Yes.
So the biggest thing, so this is the PC version of Toy 2, and there's a huge difference between the PC version and the N64 version. The PC version requires 40 tokens, while the N64 requires only 30. And so there's a good bit of a route difference between the two. So right now we are actually just heading to one of the tokens, the boss token.
Yeah, and I'll just kind of explain quickly like the format of the game. There's 15 levels, 10 platforming levels in which there are 5 Pizza Planet tokens in each. And they all consist of a boss token, puzzle token, hidden token, coin token, and collectible token.
And this might be the longest boss in
This
the
is
longest
definitely
mini-boss
the-
at least.
Yeah.
Yeah, if there's one thing Traveler's Tales did not do well in this game, it's the difficulty of their boss fights, and we'll get more into that as the game kind of goes.
Oh, I didn't quite get it. So there I was
So
trying to do
one-
what's called an extended double jump to basically you extend your double jump.
I was just about to touch on that, and
Yeah.
it's a very crucial mechanic that
One of the most
Mhm.
important movement
You should
tech
know.
in the game.
Yep. It
But we just need
It's-
to get that sheep.
Yeah, it's one of those things where you wouldn't, by just looking at someone run the game, you wouldn't know that there's tech to getting an extended double jump.
But if you saw an extended double jump next to a normal double jump, you could clearly see the difference. And it's
Mhm.
very easy to do on accident as well.
Yeah.
So it's not really something that requires
So we're at the Wraith token, and I think I'm a little bit of a cheater here. I think I found an
No.
exploit. I didn't find
No.
it. So you're supposed to like jump around, race around that van 3 times, but the hitbox for that is just right there, so you can just get on top of the van and jump around 3 times very quickly.
Yep.
that is the only race we can do that with.
Yes.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, it's funny that they didn't think about you jumping on the van and just like, because all you have to do is come from behind that cracked starting line in the
Ooh,
bottom,
First try
First try box
jump.
jump.
That's a tricky.
and ledge grabless too.
And the nail jump. Look at Izzy go.
Izzy nailed it.
Haha!
So yeah, Lance, I don't know if you want to explain kind of what that was, what box jump was.
So that's technically an extended double jump. So what the goal is to jump just as you leave the end of the box and then quickly double jump. And if you time it right, like Izzy did, you can get enough height to where you don't even grab the ledge. And then back there was spoon jump, another
Yeah.
not very liked jump in this game.
This first level is very hard and very optimized, and I actually have an extra coin for some reason. I guess I collected an extra one somewhere. Yeah, that
Sure
was the
did.
end of the first level. That showed off all the tokens in the game, the coin, collectible, race, puzzle, and boss. We're now on to Andy's neighborhood. Andy is the one who owns this neighborhood, by the way. It belongs to him.
This is his neighborhood.
And
Nobody
it's his
else's.
house.
Full
That
house
was
to
Andy's
full.
house. He pays the mortgage.
That's my house. So there is a little thing here. Izzy's going to skip that second mound on purpose, because we do have to come back to this area to return the collectibles.
All of these mounts are just
And-
for one collectible, which are the army men in this level.
Yep,
So we're gonna
And the
come
other
back
ones
here
are
at
just
the end.
found. Yeah.
And you might see, you might have seen in the last level that Izzy would sometimes spin to collect the collectibles. That's because spinning slightly increases Buzz's hitbox. And while it's not used to collect any collectibles in an unintentional fashion, it definitely makes it to where you don't have to be as precise with them. Because some
It
of
definitely
these
makes it a
levels have
bigger
very
window.
small hitboxes.
But for some
Yeah.
reason, it doesn't work with coins. But sometimes I might spin at the coins anyways, just out of habit.
Yep.
Alright, we're
I
coming
do
up to the
too.
infamous tree.
And
Not this one, though.
that old token, that's totally not how you're supposed to do that token. You're supposed to blow up a duck and then launch it into
pound
the
it.
middle of the pool.
Yeah.
Right.
Blow up a rubber
This is
duck,
the
that means
easiest part of the
come back
game,
like
right?
that.
Yeah, this part's simple. Like, all you have to
Mm-hmm.
do is climb a tree. We all did that as kids, right? Like,
Yes. But not as a 6-inch toy.
I never had any extendable trees.
Oh. But in all seriousness, this is like one of the big run killers, because you're going vertical, and if you fall all the way to the ground, it's like, yeah, you're gonna lose a lot of time. It's
There is a
kind of how it
rope that
is.
you can grab onto that's kind of like a checkpoint, but that's slow.
Yeah, it goes from where it was.
just barely managed to save that.
Oh,
That's the
please stop my heart.
There we go. All right, so
Oh
someone
my
want to explain
gosh.
how this boss works?
No. Oh, yeah. So essentially there's like a boss arena area, and Izzy is going to be standing essentially outside of that area. And it'll allow, what you just saw is it just allowed her to continue to shoot the boss, because the game normally when you hit the boss, it'll go into like an invincible state, but the game is just like, I don't know what to do. You're not where you're supposed to be, but you're still hitting the boss. And it just like freaks out and is like, yeah, you can just kill the boss.
I tried to do it for you, Thermal. So I did an extended double jump to get over to this clothesline, and then there's a skip that you can do that saves 1 second where you jump on those pretty pink panties, but I missed it. And so I lost more time than it would have saved.
It's a trick I try. It's a trick I like to tell everyone they need to do. They don't think so.
I don't usually go for it, but I knew Thermal would. Yeah. Alright, so we got all of the army men, so we have our final token here. And we skipped the race token because we are going to be coming back later for the race token.
And we are on to the first boss level, which the boss levels are typically pretty easy. There's only one that can be kind of annoying, but it's not this one.
Which one is that?
Zerg.
Oh yeah, Zerg is hard.
It's Zerg! Oh, that's from the PlayStation version. When you enter the Zerg fight, Buzz just goes, "It's Zerg!" Oh my goodness. So yeah, it just takes 3 fully charged laser shots to beat this one.
And there's a really good rhythm you can get with that boss, and it could be over very
I
quickly.
didn't get it though. I messed it up at the very
it's,
beginning.
It's alright.
This is probably the shortest level.
One of them. Yeah, we just get... Izzy's gonna get just 2 Pizza Planet tokens here. It's gonna be this one where, for some reason, Slinky is going to get these 5 wrenches to help build this building? Maybe?
Winky's a construction worker.
Yeah, absolutely.
We'll go with that for the plot.
Why is there like a dried cement block in the middle of a bunch of
No,
wet
it's not dried cement, it's wet cement.
But Slinky's on dried
Oh, yeah, why is there dry cement in the middle of wet cement?
That's got to be like a building code violation.
cement. OSHA.
This
where
whole
you at?
thing, this whole
way.
construction site is a building violation, I feel.
You know, this is another level with a lot of tinks in it.
Tink, 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 tink.
Yeah,
Very
and in
creative
100% you would
soundtrack
have
this
to...
level.
In 100% you would have to climb the building, which is very annoying because it's cycle-based, but thankfully we don't have to do that.
Izzy, are you going to be a bit late?
Huh?
Nope. Nope, you're
I'm
not a
good.
bit late.
We're good.
Alright, so, who went to preschool? I think I did. Who knows their
Me.
I
colors?
did, but this still gave me struggles as a kid.
Me.
Alright, so... Blue and yellow make green. And now we're going to make orange. Which I think is yellow and red, if anyone in chat wants to correct me.
Well,
No,
it looks
no.
like you know, Izzy.
You got to figure it out yourself. You're a big
Okay.
girl.
Yeah.
And then here comes one of the best colors, purple.
Yeah, purple's my favorite of these. And we also do purple last because we don't have to, since the token will spawn, we don't have
It's
to
in a
push it as
convenient
much.
spot.
Yep. You just stand a little bit closer.
Alright. Now it's the puzzle token.
Easy peasy lemon squeezy.
Here
Alright.
comes one of the best levels.
We are on to alleys and goalies. We are
Ooh.
actually going to be, this is one of the 2 levels that we're going to be visiting twice. And in order to get to the next level, we have to collect at least 1 token, so we're just going to be getting a really quick token before we come back.
Yep.
And the reason that we have to come back is because there are certain power-ups that we can unlock.
Oh yeah, we haven't even unlocked one yet.
Yeah, we haven't gotten
That's
there yet.
right. So it's every other level, I think, has one, right? Every
Ev-
other platforming level
Yeah,
has one.
every first level of a section, I think.
So
I
yeah,
don't think I ever realized that. That's true.
yeah, the sections are like every 3 levels. So it's 2 platforming levels, then a boss level, or like Andy's zone. I think that's even like a thing in the game manual, is they kind of like separate it up by zones. So yeah, every
Alright.
first level in a zone.
All right, Thermal, can you take over this level for me, Thermal?
No.
But you're.
I mean, yeah, you can open up Parsec, right?
Yeah.
Exclamation point mash.
So this boss is the only boss that requires mashing. You just have to mash as fast as you can, and Thermal is the best at mashing
So
in this
good
game.
at it.
I try my best.
Because he uses 2 fingers somehow.
Lance, I have a video explaining it. Trust me, it
I've never
works.
seen it.
What? Oh my. We're gonna have to find
Alright,
it.
and that's slime time. Alright, so we're on
Alright,
to
now
Isle's
this-
Toy Barn.
This level has a very interesting trick. So the trick Izzy's gonna do coming up is called text storage. So normally when Buzz defeats a boss, the player loses control of Buzz as the token spawns in. And then once it's finished spawning, the player can move again. However, if you finish off a boss with a fully charged spin, the player will go into a dizzy animation. And once that dizzy animation is finished, the player can move. And so if the player does this with a boss, they can move during as the cutscene is playing out. That's the first part. The second part is more simple. When a token spawns, you can't move. So if you control these 2 things and you jump into the token just as it's spawning and time it to where the cutscene for the token finishes while Buzz is in the air, you will gain control over Buzz instead of having to wait for the token text box to come up. And that causes some weird things to happen that the game doesn't like, and it has a hard time deciding what it wants to do. So if you talk to a NPC, you get a few different things. And
Like that.
Got it. I heard
we
it.
get it?
I heard it.
I got it.
Oh,
Weird things like that
that's
can
one of the
happen.
That's one of the hard. That's
That's one of the
incredibly
hardest
hard.
tricks, so if you want to keep explaining that, go ahead.
But we'll see another example of that in the last level, actually, and we'll see part of it in another level coming up too. But it's a really unique trick, and that was found by Spaghetti, who was supposed to commentate but couldn't be with us, so I am in his place.
But Lane's
I guess-
also helped with discovering and figuring out how it works.
Yeah, I guess to explain why that's so important, in that particular room where Izzy collected that token, normally you need an upgrade called the discs to shoot some locks on the filing cabinet that's there, but Izzy never unlocked it because
in
that's
construction
in
yard,
construction
and that's
yard.
annoying.
Yeah. Yep. So it just basically allows you to skip having to do that, but still getting a token rather quickly.
And that
Which
was
is
a
why
very
it's so important.
that was a very sought after get for a very long time.
Yeah. Because I think it'd been theorized that that was possible with text storage, just there was no consistent setup for text storage.
Yeah, once consistent text storage was found, it kind of cracked the
It is a
game
game
wide open
changer.
in a lot of levels.
Yeah.
There's like 3 big skips that text storage are used for, and also a couple minor ones as well.
Yeah.
We can explain it more later on in the run.
Yeah.
Sorry,
I'm
what
not
was
sure.
that?
I don't know if there's one that you're gonna do. Are you gonna do the one in Elevator Hop?
Yep. Or
Okay, cool.
I'm probably gonna try it.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure. If
As
you
long
were
as she
over.
gets the wall rat first time.
That's true. Yeah. Well, you can still do it if you miss the wall wrap, but
It's harder.
it's longer.
We're getting ahead of ourselves.
Yeah. The big thing is there's really not much going on in this level that needs explaining. It's
Yeah.
just a lot of like, this is just kind of fast, casual gameplay.
This is what half
This
the
is the
mini
most
bosses
vanilla
are.
level.
Just half of the mini bosses are just hold fire with the green laser. Also, the green laser, I guess if you have a yellow laser, if you don't have any laser power up, you can charge your laser and then it'll be more powerful. But the green laser basically does that, but rapid fire. Also, invisible box I just jumped on.
Only on PC.
Only on N64 that box is visible, but on all the other versions it's not. It's invisible.
Yeah, there's collision, just no texture. There is one other instance of that in airport infiltration where there's an invisible suitcase.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Yeah.
It's towards. So we won't see it in this version because we skipped the part where that's at, but it's on that like conveyor belt. I think that's the only other instance of it too that we know of.
So in the next level, the boss level, you're gonna see kind of what I was talking about with the being able to move around
I don't know
after
what that was.
using a fully charged spin. We call it dizzy strats.
Yeah, this was kind of where, this was the first level that implemented dizzy strats too.
And it implemented it way before any other level,
Yeah.
Yeah.
which is kind of weird why we didn't really connect the 2 and 2.
That's true. It was just one of those things where it was too once it was found that dizzy strats work for text storage, it was like, no, yeah, that just makes sense. Like, duh, why didn't we think of that? But yeah, I guess to explain further what Lance was talking about, normally when one of these capsules is like opening up, you're not supposed to be able to move, kind of like when you grab a token. But because of the dizzy strat, just like with text storage, when Buzz enters that like dizzy animation, you're allowed to move during the cutscene, which just allows you to kill these enemies quicker.
And then for this last one, we're going to do a fully charged laser shot because that does more damage. Only on the last capsule for some reason.
Weird. Just two
And yes,
more.
this boss is just a larger, regular version of those.
That was pretty
other
clean.
enemies.
Smaller enemies.
Oh, look, the worst level in the game.
No, I like this level. It's just challenging. Alright, so we're going to unlock our first power-up here.
Yep.
It's okay to like the worst level.
It's okay to have wrong opinions.
So we can, in some of these levels, we collect different body parts of Mr. Potato Head, and if we return them to him, then he will give us a power-up. In this case, we're going to be getting the grappling hooks.
Which was the one we're gonna need for a level that we already were in. There is technically a way to not need the grappling hook in this level, but it's super precise.
Wait, in this level?
Yes.
I didn't even know that.
I think Mr. Logout showed it once because Lance had talked about it, and I think Mr. Logout put
It's like TAS only.
pretty much. But the interesting part is that so you can see the grappling hooks there, but normally like the one where Potato Head was, it will be, before you give him his body part, it'll be locked in a power pack box. But the rest of them going up this elevator shaft will be unlocked. And I think Lance, you might agree with this, that they probably thought there's no way they're going to get up here without having unlocked the first one, so why put the effort to put them in a box? And it's the same with when we go back to alleys and gullies.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. So, we have a puzzle here, and once we complete this puzzle, which is the same every time, it'll unlock the elevators. Got that mouse
For
first
sure.
try. Alright. Hopefully I get the swell mouth.
Rat, please.
No! It juked out of the way. It dodged out of the way.
Definitely broke our angles there.
That wall
See,
mouse is one of the most infamous. That and also the ceiling mouse that I just got. Those are like the two most annoying collectibles of the entire game.
Yep.
Thermal always gets good wall rat RNG.
Yeah, it depends on the day.
Okay, this is looking like good cycles right now. We're trying to make our way up to the boss, which is up in that section.
Yeah.
This is the closest thing to an auto scroller we're gonna get to this game.
Yep.
But these cycles can be weird, because sometimes they can just mess up or not work, and then they get all offset, and it's very
Yeah.
strange. Thankfully, I got good cycles this time, though.
Yeah. There
like
is
if
a
you-
little bit of a manip there.
Yeah.
When
I
Izzy
did.
jumped on the first elevator, you saw her run to like the far corner, which kind of somehow it just kind of helps the other elevator not like move as fast, so the cycles just kind of usually work better. Every now and then they are kind of funky for some reason.
And that lines up perfectly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
that is the new
Izzy-
route for the...
Yeah. Izzy is going to, so she's not going down the slide yet. That's purposeful. She is setting up for the next instance of text storage. So there, as Lance explained earlier, one of the ways to get text storage is through the Dizzy strat. The other way is when you're on one of these slopes, if you jump and do a buffer jump, which is you do a double jump, and after the second A press, you hold A again, Buzz will frame perfect jump, but off these slopes, you'll constantly be moving like backwards. Oh,
We didn't get it there though.
yeah, wasn't quite able to get it, but
Or did we? I didn't see the text
No, I
box show
didn't.
up.
I didn't get it.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
So, and that's because when you get that constant moving back, Buzz will continue to move while grabbing the token. So there's like it doesn't give Buzz the conditions to have the text box actually pop up.
That
on
text
screen.
storage, though, isn't as big of a skip. All it would basically do is, once we return this, it would allow us to move during this cutscene and grab the token early. So it's just a minor skip, that one.
Yeah. It's just a few seconds is all, but there is one other one on the N64 specifically. If you dizzy spin and grab the puzzle token that Izzy grabbed earlier, you can get another instance of text storage when you talk to Ham and return the coins. But because of how when you grab a token works in this version, Buzz won't be able to move. He'll just drop straight down. We can't get the right conditions to get text storage.
Yeah, in N64, doing all those strats consecutively it looks really cool.
All right.
Yeah, I love it.
So we got
Here comes the best level. Second best level.
grapple hook. So we are back at Alleys and Goalies too.
So one quick thing, there is a way to do this level in a single visit, which we do in 100%, but it's actually not faster on any percent because you do for any percent have to go all the way back to the back part, but actually coming back into the level saves time because you would have to exit that area with the race token. And with the game being load remove time, it just, because of that, it saves more time than just
But in
trying to do it all
100%,
in one
there's
single
a
visit.
collectible back there that we don't get in 80%, but we get in 100%, which is why we do it
Yep.
in one visit for 100%.
Yep.
And
It's a
we
pretty
didn't touch
decent
on
climb.
we didn't touch on this really minor thing, but
Oh yeah, this was the
Jumping-
very first trick we
jumping-
did, the circle jumping.
jumping up like poles and stuff is faster than climbing up them
Yeah.
normally.
So we jump in a
Yeah.
circle rather than just climbing, which is really slow. We do what's called circle jumps, where we jump in a circle.
Yep.
And also entering this boss, I'm still not sure what goes on, but if you turn around and then go into first person mode and then get out really quickly, you just teleport to into the boss's cutscene.
Yeah,
Normally
it's very
you have to walk
strange.
in a little bit
It
further.
just works.
And in some spots you can do it through the wall.
Yeah, it's something that really hasn't been like explored very much, but it just occurs because why not?
There's a lot to explain in this run. It's very jam-packed.
extended double jump.
Umbrella jump, that is a very tricky jump. I should be fine on coins, hopefully.
Yeah, there'll be enough.
Luckily, the void isn't implemented in any of the runs. That would take the.
We're not
entire
even
run
gonna
to
get into what the
ignore.
void is.
I
That's
sure
like
is.
voodoo tech right there.
That's my baby, though.
Okay, we're fine.
Oh, this token. It reminds me every time of B-Hill's video.
Alright. That is Alex and Goalies 2, and that was actually gold for me. Very nice. Alright,
Yeah, I think I got it.
this is the best
The
song
best
in the
level.
game. This song is the best song in the game.
Unfortunately, it's not very. We're not here for very long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We only get 3
Because all
tokens
the
in this
tokens
level.
we get are very quick.
Yeah.
Mhm.
The 2 tokens that we skip in this level are the coin and collectible levels. And actually quite a few levels, especially late game. Those are the 2 tokens that we're going to be skipping because getting 5 collectibles and 50 coins is a lot slower than defeating a boss, doing a race, and getting a puzzle token in a lot of instances.
I have a question.
But
Why did Bullseye need 5 horseshoes?
that is a good question. He only has 4 legs. Why am I struggling so much with this? This
Well, you
is
always
gotta-
need a spare, right?
I guess so.
Yeah.
It's like a spare tire.
For that train jump there, I was using buffer jumps where I think we explained it, but if I hold jump after a jump, Buzz will
A
jump
double
the
jump,
frame.
typically.
If I jump right after Buzz lands, he will do a jump the frame he lands. And that's
Yeah,
very
before
useful.
we-
I'm using that all throughout the run.
Before we realized stuff about buffer jumping, a runner would just mash jump and pray.
Yeah.
But buffer jumps are way more consistent. I also
Which
jumped
one?
off of a tiny bit of collision called a shadow box there. When I jumped on that window to get into this boss early.
And another quick cool thing, Izzy did shoot this boss specifically once before the cutscene, like the boss fight started. The first instance of damage that boss takes outside of the boss fight, it'll have when the boss fight starts. So that's why Izzy charged up a fully charged laser shot beforehand.
It's Zerg!
It's
Sucks.
Alright, so I don't want to fight Zerg. I'm just gonna die. Just kidding. I'm doing this to manipulate him into the corner.
It didn't work.
I'm dead.
Didn't quite work out, but we should be able to. There we go. Now he's in the corner.
It's like the Green Goblin in Spider-Man No Way Home. It didn't
No,
work.
how did he escape? How did you escape? No. Go back in your corner.
You want to know why he escaped?
Why?
Because it's Zerg!
It's Zerg! Alright, so that was a decent Zerg. Not the best, but
Sucks.
yeah. If you get him in the corner, you can kill him really, really fast. Alright. Izzy Pliz. Let's try to get this clip. First try. So if someone wants to
I
explain.
think this is like the first. This is the only time there's like a clip in this.
Yeah, this is the only
version
out
of
of
the game.
bounds in this run.
And this is PC only. So basically, Yeah, go ahead, Lance.
Out of bounds in general are PC only because in the N64 version, if you don't exit a section of the level the right way, it doesn't load, or like visually load the next section.
Yeah, there's like the game has like section flags essentially where if you run through this specific part, the rest of the level will load and then the other parts will deload.
Also, that
Because-
part there terrifies me because of the snake. I'm so afraid that a runner is going to get sniped by the snake.
Yeah,
Oh, it's happened.
got up to the top of the rocket pretty quickly. There is a strat here that top runners do, called Puzzle During Race, or YOLO, where we're doing this race here, but there's actually just barely enough time where you can start the race first and then climb up that rocket and do that whole tricky sequence that I did to get that token and get back to the end of the race just barely in time. You have like a second or less than a second left usually.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's like as you said, it's definitely one of those tricks that mostly
Let's
only
go
top
for it. No,
runners
I'm
do
kidding.
because there is. Yeah, basically, if you don't get it, you have to do the whole race all over again, and it's just huge time loss. So.
Alright, that's the race token. We got one more token left in this level, and that's the boss token.
Now we're getting some
And-
fancy boots.
We're gonna get ourselves some bouncy boots.
Does this say bouncy or fancy?
He definitely
I
says
think-
bouncy.
Yeah, it's definitely.
We need
bouncy.
subtitles. Where's our
Where's
subtitles?
the subtitles for
Where's
this
the
game?
subtitles.
There's no subtitles in Toy 3 either, which is weird.
There's not?
There's
Oh,
not.
I don't think so.
Hmm. Shame.
Alright, this is Stinky Pete. This boss you can only damage by spinning. Zerg you could also only damage by spinning. We forgot to mention that. That's
It
why I
is
had to-
interesting to note, though, for Zerg, if you use the Toy 2 trainer, you can give yourself discs in that level and actually still
Oh, really? That damages
damage
Zerg?
Zerg.
Oh, that's interesting. Alright, so now we are going back to our second revisit of the run, which is Al's Toy Barn, and we're going to get the rest of the tokens in this level.
Can we just be honest real quick about the Zerg level? They should have put discs in that level. It would have made more sense to what the movie did.
It would've!
would've made it
Maybe
too
that's
easy,
what they
though.
were originally thinking, and that's why Zerg is able to be damaged with the discs, but they just didn't have time to put them in.
Like, even if they had made it to where you only got 5 at a time, and then you had to wait like more.
What about even, like,
longer
one
than
at a
usual
time?
to get more.
Hmm.
And the only reason we have to revisit this level is because of that collectible. That's the only
Yep.
reason we have to revisit this level. There is a super hard top level strat where you can get that, but it's stupid. It's a stupid strat.
Oh, but there was so much hype surrounding that that skip when it was first found years ago. Probably
yeah.
around 10 years ago. We found out you could skip that. I found out.
Well, technically there's 2 different strats, but I think one of them doesn't actually end up saving time because it kind of ends up being the exact same, but yeah, it's still cool regardless.
So we are about to unlock the rocket boots, which is a very cool power up, and there's actually a couple of skips that we are going to attempt to do with the rocket boots. They make you go fast, is the gist of it.
Mhm. Okay, you still
Didn't
got
quite.
it.
Still got the
Second circle around.
No.
Oh,
Go back to
Okay,
potato
third
head.
time's the charm.
Okay.
over here, boss.
So we're gonna use the rocket boots to get in this vent here. That's not intended. You're supposed to do something.
Push up
Else.
box and stuff. Yeah.
I haven't played this casually in years or ever. I don't even know if I've played this casually.
You should try
What?
playing it casually. However,
It's
very
kind of
hard
impossible to play
speed
casually
game
once you know
Casually.
the movement for this game.
Yeah. Spaghetti, I think you mean the PlayStation prototype version.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know what you mean by Dreamcast.
You mean this thing that I have back there?
No, it cannot hurt you. It does not exist. It is not real.
It's right behind me though.
No, it's a prototype PlayStation.
Alright, so
Oh, crap, me
we
up.
have 48 coins, so that is perfect. We just need 2 more coins. So we're gonna go into the room that Ham is at. You might remember this room from when we did tech storage to get the puzzle token early.
Which Izzy nailed.
Got it first try. Super clean. Alright. And now we have to redo the race because first time we did the race, it was to get a collectible, but now we do it again in order to get the race token.
And this time we have significantly less time to do it. But that's not
still-
a problem.
But still
'Cause we're
plenty of time.
speedrunners.
Because we're speedrunners. Yeah, the first time we went around and got a bunch of coins because we had like a billion seconds to spare. Alright, so now that we have the rocket boots, we are going to be going all the way back to Andy's neighborhood to complete the race token.
And quick thing that it is only faster to revisit Andy's neighborhood like this on PC because of load remove time. On console, you actually do all, well, in 100%, you would do all of this in one go.
Yeah.
Which means doing the race without the rocket boot,
Yeah.
which is
The rocket boot
a
is
little
the
easier
intended
than normal.
Yeah, it is intended to use the rocket boots, but it's actually possible to complete this race without the rocket boots by just having RC slam into the back of you and kind of cheese the race that way. I don't think it's intended though.
Definitely. I mean,
they made a
wouldn't
whole
put it past
animation
the-
for it, so it feels like it's intended, but
only for the most skilled players.
yeah.
Alright, we are on to the
We are
final
heading to
platforming level of the
last
run.
level.
And this level is very difficult.
And
So
I
big.
think it has the coolest demonstration of text storage as well.
Yes, definitely. So, we have the rocket boots here, and we're going to try to do a trick called Ring Rush. So, you see that that plane that's spinning around. Usually we have to wait for that in order to get onto this platform with the boss, but... if I get it... Nailed it! Let's
Nice.
go!
And no ledge grab.
No ledge grab as
Very
well.
good.
Alright. Gonna get tech storage here.
And now this guy is a little tricky to get text storage with because his attack can really disrupt things.
It's also very...
So you have...
It's also very hard to see the visual cues on the floor, but
Mhm.
I should get it here.
Really
Looks
got it
good.
here.
Got it!
Yep, there we go.
And
Yeah,
now,
this is gonna like implement a huge thing for this run.
Yeah, this is...
This was
is
probably
probably
the biggest
the
skip when
biggest
tech storage was
thing.
found. Because this
It's
race...
funny.
Yeah, go ahead.
It's funny because I told Lance like the day before, go find Tarmac Trouble race skip. Text storage is found, and Lance goes, boom,
I know what to
there
do.
it is. I was like, holy crap!
Yeah, normally with that race you have to walk all the way around that track and avoiding the slime or whatever that is, and you can't jump.
So yeah,
So,
Izzy now. Sorry,
Yeah. So
Izzy now has a third text storage here.
and with the exit animation to infinity.
Wait,
and
oh no, I
beyond-
did... Oh, I didn't get tech storage. Or, I lost it. Oh dear.
Well, we just go back in.
Yeah, I'm just gonna... Okay, I messed up. That's okay. Well,
Panic.
Yeah, you'll just have to get the puzzle and the. No, you don't have to go over here. Just do the.
no,
I
I'm
would just do the
gonna
race.
do it again. I want to show it off.
Okay.
Okay, so, what I was supposed to do there... Didn't get that time, that's fine. Thankfully, if you miss this once, you can back it up here.
Right here, yeah. This is
Okay,
how
so
you're
do you want to
supposed go.
explain what you're supposed to do for the race and how the skip works?
Yeah, so what you're supposed to do with the race is you're supposed to run around the track and not touch the slime, and you can't jump. However, if you do text storage, when you're talking to Slinky, if you press, I think, B,
A.
then A,
Keep
then
playing.
it allows Buzz to walk around while talking to Slinky. And
I didn't
so
get it.
we just walk over to where the token spawns and then
Mm-hmm.
activate the race, and we're able to collect the token quickly. And so if you then time everything correctly, you can get double text storage, also getting tech storage with this token here. And that leads to us being able to skip doing the puzzle at the end. So this is what you're normally supposed to do.
Yeah, when race skip was found, that was massive because you see how long this is? You can literally just walk to the end and then spawn the token and just collect it right away.
And some of the corners here are very unforgiving. But we're really good at this game, so we dodge the corners. Please don't hit a corner. But the race music is pretty boppin', so...
Yeah.
Alright, now we are on to the puzzle token. What I was trying to do earlier, which ended up messing me up, is do puzzle skip, which we keep text storage, and that would allow us to fly up and get that token early, but we're just going to do the puzzle normally here. So,
Yeah. It would have been similar to the one from Al's Toy Barn. Somewhat similar.
Somewhat, yeah.
Yeah.
And now that puzzle there is random every time, so
Yeah.
good on Izzy for knowing the exact
Yeah.
combination to press
Basically,
those
to explain it, whenever you exit a level like this, Buzz will fly up like that, and that would allow us to grab the token without lowering the helicopter. So that's basically what we would have done. Alright, we are now on to the final boss, which is three mini bosses we have fought before. And we just spin attack all of them.
Verified.
This boss is so boring, dude.
And you almost always die here.
I still believe they were gonna do more with this boss fight with how big of an area there is.
Look at how big this arena is, and tell me that there wasn't going to be more to it.
It's a unique area. The walls, you actually have this sliding mechanic, so you'll slide down them.
Go home to your toy
chest,
GG!
And that is Toy Story 2. We're on to Toy Story 3.
The worst toy, or the best ending to Toy Story.
The best ending to Toy Story. This was
Toy Story movie, though.
This was the first game I ever speedran, and also the first game I ever completed in general. So this game is very special to me, and this is a very special run to me.
Izzy, I have another question.
What?
Are you holding forward right now?
Yes, I am holding forward. If you don't hold, this is an auto-scroller, so if you don't hold forward, you will actually lose a second, and that actually took several years to figure out that holding forward actually makes a difference in this section. And it was one of the most funny discoveries that happened. Me, Thermal, and Capri, and another runner, Infinite, were all in a call, and I tried holding forward one day because I was always getting 1 second less than, or 1 second slower than other runners for this first section, and I tried holding forward one day, and all of a sudden I got the perfect time, and now they make fun of me for it all the time.
Yep.
For not holding forward. Yeah, holding forward here saves a second and a half. Other than that, it's pretty much just an auto-scroller.
I think, while I don't enjoy Toy Story 3 movie, I think the game has a lot of charm to it.
Toy Story 3 is personally my favorite movie of all the Toy Story movies so far, and also it has the perfect ending to the trilogy of movies.
I don't even think we've asked chat to rank the Toy Story movies.
Yeah,
if you've
chat.
seen all of them.
In chat, go ahead and rank the Toy Story movies, and also what are your thoughts on the upcoming Toy Story 5 coming in 2026? I'm personally very excited and somewhat optimistic for it.
Don't ask me to rank them, I'll just hurt your feelings.
So there I did.
Yeah, go ahead. Izzy did a trick called I think
Cutscene skip.
it's not Orphan skip. It's a cutscene skip. So normally when you walk across that section where Izzy kind of jumped off the train, there's a cutscene that plays where a alien ship crashes into the train, which stops everything and you have to watch it. So there you're able to just skip the trigger by jumping around it. There is another skip called the Orphan Skip that Izzy did not do, and rightfully so, because it is hard, and Izzy would have had to have started at the beginning of this section again. Another little skip here. Easy
Will orphan
peasy.
skip be like the same as adoption?
Probably.
No?
Or
I mean, if you just skip the orphan, doesn't it just stay an orphan? We're getting too philosophical here, I think.
anyways, we're going to hit Dr. Porkchop for the final time here. And hopefully I'll be able to do the snipe. You aim that just right, and
Ooh,
hit that
nice.
perfectly.
And then...
And then you can actually exit level after a certain point here in order to let the next level spawn. But you have to wait long enough. And it is, if you don't have dialogue, it is quite easy to accidentally exit that too early.
Here comes a very common mechanic in this speedrun, which is infinite wall jumping. So if you jump up against a wall and then pause and hold against the wall, you will be able to... Oh, they don't do it in this level.
Next
We
section.
used to.
Next section.
Next section.
Keep explaining it.
So I think I mostly finished it. If you jump against the wall, then wall jump, and then pause and hold against the wall, you will shift your momentum back towards the wall and and be able to do what is appropriately named the infinite wall jump.
Yeah. This is
And
the
it's
most broken
abused
trick of the game.
It's
Yeah.
abused greatly in other levels.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is the main
Normally
exploit of the
when
game.
normally when you do a wall jump, just to kind of explain that, you'll like jump off the wall and your momentum will keep taking you away from the wall, and you can't really move in either direction for a certain amount of time. So that's why it's such a big thing to be able to turn around instantly after the pause. Oop. Yeah, this is kind of a better showing of infinite wall jumps here.
We're gonna be
just
doing
to
a
show
lot
it's a
more
little bit
in the later
possible.
levels to skip to do
Yep.
all sorts of weird, funky skips.
Yep. But yeah, this section is just collecting these 4 army men to help them get the wireless phone to call Andy's cell phone, because the toys really want Andy to play with them one last time before he goes off to college.
If a toy called you, what do you think you'd hear? Because like in the movie Madagascar, when they tried calling somebody, the other side just heard like the lion roaring. What do you think the
Well, they can understand.
person would hear?
The humans can understand the toys. Remember in Toy 1 when Sid
So
heard what
play
So
nice.
play nice. Alright.
That's right.
So once we get all 4 of those army men, we can just exit out of the level, and now we are on to the part of the game that was not in the movie, which was in Toy Story 2, the movie. This is Buzz
All
Video
right, time
Game.
to go grab
All right.
any sorts of drinks that
Here
you
we-
might want. If you want feelings hurt, you should ask Lance's opinion on Up. Lance,
Oh,
what are
Up
your
is-
opinions on Up?
Up sucks. That is the most boring Pixar movie I've ever seen. And people like overhype it. Like, oh, it's so sad. No, the beginning is sad. That doesn't make it a good movie.
True.
If I wanted to watch 2 old men fight, I would go to my grandfather's retirement home.
Alright, I'm back. Alright, so
Dang.
yeah, this is a very long auto-scroller. Yeah.
But yeah, what Izzy means by this part wasn't in the movie is this is when Rex is playing the Buzz Lightyear video game in Toy Story 2. So we're playing we've essentially gone back to Toy Story 2.
Yeah, this is part of in the trilogy run. This is actually part of Toy 2. We just play the levels in a different order.
Yep.
This is such a cool level, though.
Aesthetically, yeah.
Aesthetically, it's cool. It's just gameplay-wise, it's not the most interesting. Oh, I forgot to close that. But the rest of this level is actually pretty interesting and quite challenging once we get out of this flying section.
What's the next level getting on the
Moving
moving
truck.
truck? Yes, we're slowly going backwards in the trilogy. We're doing reverse trilogy.
Reverse
Revolving.
trilogy. Do all the levels in reverse order in reverse movie order. That would actually be kind of cool. I don't know how you do that for Toy 1, though.
A video game inside a video game, huh?
I guess you could just, like, on a perfectly legitimate console, do save states and do each level
How
backwards.
do you do save states on a real console, on a real Super Famicom or Super Nintendo?
Figure it out.
Yeah.
Oh, I bonked. Bonking in this game is
So
very
this-
annoying.
Yeah. So Izzy is doing a little bit of tech here by getting like precise dashes. So if you hit the dash button in like a correct rhythm, you'll continuously like dash. Whereas like sometimes when you just dash once, there'll be a little bit of a like stutter almost.
That's a little
This
bit more
one
than a
doesn't
blip.
matter how fast or where you go, you're gonna get wiped out by the meteor anyways.
Yeah.
Well, it's been a nice game. See
Well,
you guys.
GG.
And that's
Oh,
how the
we're alive.
dinosaurs went extinct.
And that's how the Space Rangers went extinct. Except
How
for
the
Buzz.
good dinosaur went extinct.
Dang. Alright.
Ooh,
So,
the meteor drop.
I'm getting stuck on all of the rocks.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I'm gonna
Yeah,
do
dashing
something
is
here.
also one of the most important
Yeah.
mechanics too.
And I'm going to try
Yup.
attempt to do a skip called Crystal Skip here. Let's see if I get it.
A bonus points if anyone can remember the location of this planet.
No Googling
Ah,
or
didn't quite get it.
DuckDuckGoing or asking Jeeves.
So what I was trying to do
I
there
thought-
is do 3 dashes into that, I don't know what's called, a blowhole or something. And if I do the dashes just right, I would have gotten shot up during that cutscene. And be able to fly up dirt early, but didn't get it.
You know, I think if I remember right, Izzy, you and I did it. It was either you or I or me and Lance did like extensive research on what those things are called. And I think it was a blowhole.
Those are blowholes? Okay. I thought blowholes had to have water coming out of them, but this is just like
Well,
air.
that's for a whale. And technically that is how it's just whales breathing out of their blowhole.
Okay, so here I'm
Muppet
going to be
Man, you're
doing a ground
correct.
pound skip where I'm going to destroy this crystal, and I'm going to ground pound on that, and that's going to overlap 2 different cutscenes playing at the same time. So that's a neat little skip that I found years ago, like nearly 4 or 5 years ago when I first started running this game.
Lance, we have 2 answers. We have Sector A113 and Gamma Quadrant on Sector 4. Are either of those correct?
Muppet Man's correct, yeah.
Muppet Man
The
is
second
correct.
one's correct. Gamma Quadrant of Sector 4.
You win our shock and awe. We don't have a prize.
So you'll have to deal with shock and awe.
Can we
Alright.
get some claps for Muppet Man for
So
knowing
usually
that?
we have to
That's
ground
pretty
pound
good.
a whole bunch of things here, but we're just gonna kind of jump down here, and this doesn't kill us for some reason. And then
Yeah, the death plane just isn't there.
yeah, and then we are going to do our favorite trick of the game, infinite wall jumps.
Up an invisible wall.
So this would be infinite invisible infinite wall jumps. IIWJ.
Mm.
And you have to do 15 wall jumps here, and actually lost count. And go right into the end level trigger.
Yay!
Yay!
Buzz
And
video
now,
game.
we are in Zerg's fortress.
Fun fact about this whole like 3-section level, it takes up a third of the run.
It literally does. It takes up a third of Toy Story 3 and like a decent chunk of Trilogy.
I like the Buzz is always smiling.
That is because we are on the PC version. If you've noticed, there's very little lighting in this game, and that's because we are playing on the PC version. And the PC version is actually based on the Wii port of this game, which is why the graphics look a lot worse. If you play the 360 or PS3 version, the graphics look a billion times better. I don't know why they made
think
it
Buzz takes his job serious enough.
I don't know why they made the PC version based on the Wii port. I guess they thought that, like, kids back then wouldn't have good enough computers to run it. But it's still kind of annoying nowadays.
True. So Izzy's gonna do another little skip here towards the end of this hallway. She's standing here on purpose, and that skips a little cutscene that normally plays if you were to run out the end of the tunnel there. She'll end up doing that one more time in this level. Time for a precise dash.
Precise timing.
Boom, that
Very
precise
nice.
timing.
That skip does require precise timing, and the dialogue cue actually helped me get that skip.
Yep.
That is
Normally
the
you would
precise
have to
timing
wait
skip.
for like one more crusher cycle.
Fun fact,
type
I
thing.
found that skip while watching a YouTube video when someone just stood there and died, and I saw a little gap, and I opened the game and I'm like, oh, you can totally just dash through that gap, can you?
That wouldn't be the first time a skip was, or a significant thing was found through a Let's Play.
True.
But we're already past that game, aren't we?
True. One thing we didn't mention is that Izzy is doing a little bit of a skip here by jumping off these like jutted out parts of those spinning things. Normally what you're supposed to do is just kind of keep cycling up those with the part you're ledge grabbing onto. But because there's collision on the whole thing, if you hold forward, you can like land on it and then like just jump up it essentially. And if you touch the lightning, you just die. You don't want to ride the lightning.
Just like a pro.
Camera, please.
Alright, so this room is completely RNG. We have to defeat all the Zerg bots. Hopefully we will get good RNG here.
Yep. It's always the hope. Never happens though. The game is rude.
Always has been.
Always has been. It's funny because
that was
Buzz is a
decent.
space ranger.
Alright,
That
so
meeting is
now
in space.
we are coming down to the evil Emperor Zerg.
We're going down, 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 down.
So usually this fight is done in 3 phases, but if you actually time your laser shots just right, you can do this all in 1 phase and get 1 cycle Zerg. So should be able to get it.
It's actually surprisingly lenient, at least from what I found. I mean, it still requires good laser timing, but it's a little more lenient than you would think.
So basically, once we shoot him once, he starts to slowly go down, and you have enough time to just shoot him 2 more times. And now the platform isn't there, because of course it's not.
Because, well done, video game. Well done.
Zerg ascends.
It's Zerg!
Alright,
We tried our hardest.
we're now going to Sunnyside Daycare.
The worst
So-
part of the movie.
Biggest thing for this level. So originally there's supposed to be dialogue that's playing. Lotso kind of just basically tells you what's going on here and how things work.
Welcome to Sunnyside, folks.
Yeah, and it was found that originally any version outside of like the English version, the dialogue wouldn't play because they just didn't have dialogue lines.
Like, the dialogue
And that
files weren't
saved-
in the other languages.
Right. And it saved what, like 2 minutes of
It
dialogue?
saved a lot of time.
Yeah. However, what was it? Last year,
December 2021, I think.
December 2021,
Or 2022.
randomly out of the blue, there's an update for Toy Story 3.
And it brought
Nobody
the
knew what it
dialogue
was.
back.
And it brought all the dialogue back for all of the languages. And the moderators and the community as a whole kind of agreed that to kind of preserve speedrun integrity, that the dialogue files were allowed to be deleted.
Yeah, so we
So
do modify
crazy.
the files a little bit to not have the dialogue, because every single text box that I'm skipping here, like for example, this one here, would just be a ginormous wall of text that we'd have to listen through. So because that was originally in the Steam release where you could change the language and have the dialogue just not be there naturally, we allowed modifying the files.
That's crazy.
Yeah, just
Yeah,
randomly.
it was the weirdest thing.
Just randomly one day in like 2022 or 2021, or I can't remember exactly when. It was a few years ago. Just randomly out of blue. Oh, there's an update. Oh, this breaks the entire speedrun that we have built up years of history upon. So
Yeah.
that was a fun couple of months trying to figure that out.
Yeah. And it did bring a couple other things to the game, like better controller support. So like normally if you were playing on a 360 or an Xbox or PlayStation controller, it would just show like to dash, press this keyboard button.
Or
Whereas now it says
press gamepad button number 1 or 5 or 3 or 7.
right. So now it actually says like to jump, press the A button or X button. Like
It also made full screen a lot less janky and allowed you to play the game in like 1080p, which wasn't an option before. So it was a decent quality of life patch. All right, we are on to Bonnie's house. This is the most broken level, also probably the hardest, most infamous level in the speedrun.
This is crazy, y'all, so buckle up.
it's also like the greatest example of tech or infinite wall jumping and how broken it truly is.
Text storage.
Did I say text storage?
You
You
almost
were
said
about
text
to,
storage.
I know it.
Okay. I was like, I swear I thought I said infinite wall jumping.
You did.
But yeah, Izzy is essentially just going to be skipping huge sections of this level
Just
to
this
get
entire first section of the level.
and she's going to just there's an end level trigger that will get you to the next section. And that's essentially where Izzy is headed instead of doing the level.
And the witch in the background is just wondering what's going on.
She's like, what is this sorcery? I haven't even learned this magic.
I didn't do this.
I was just flooding the room with coffee. This is going to be the hardest part, so I'll let Izzy focus here.
Nice, first try.
So yeah, normally if you go high enough in this room and hit a certain trigger, there will actually be floating books that you're supposed to platform across. But the collision, kind of like in Toy Story 2, still exists, and you can still get to the end trigger for the next section of this level.
Yeah, it's just invisible until you get high enough in the level. So the top level strat for that level is which I just did is to platform on it while they're invisible and basically just memorize where those platforms are going to be. It is very hard. It took me years before I started going for it in runs.
But folks, guess what? The brokenness is not done for this level. There is more to come yet. It's like an infomercial. But wait, there's more! Izzy is going to get on this rail, and she is going to take an intentional death.
Yeah.
We'll explain why in just a second. So, taking that death, you have to get on that rail, because getting that rail will allow for the rest of the level underneath here to actually be spawned in. If you don't do that...
It removes a death barrier that would be there when clipping through that rocket that we just did.
So normally, like, all the stuff you see in the background is platforming that you're supposed to do, as well as that first part that we did. There's supposed to be like 4 batteries you're supposed to collect to even get to this section. You just skip the whole thing. And then you just need that last battery to get to this end trigger that we skip here.
One last infinite wall
cool
jump.
segment.
That is really cool. And it's a massive skip.
I remember seeing that for the first time and thinking it was the coolest thing ever.
Yeah.
Alright, we're into Prison Break now. This level is on cycles for a lot of it. And Thermal, do you want to talk about the thing that you accidentally found?
Sure. I found a random ledge grab that shouldn't exist, but it does, and Izzy's gonna show it off right here. I completely found this on accident. This actually helps you to get a faster light cycle, which Izzy is also going to help skip because you can just jump around the lights. It is a little difficult, but with that implemented, it actually allows for a faster light cycle.
You found that completely on accident, like you were just playing around and happened to grab that ledge.
Yeah, I think I was just doing a run of the game and just,
you were in a run?
Yeah, and I was like, oh, I need to get up to the light or not light puzzle, but like the light section, and I just randomly ledge grabbed, and I was like, okay, and it was like, oh, that's actually a pretty useful thing. I was like, cool, I did something.
Right. That's Prison Break. We are now on to Junkyard.
Did you? Oh no, that's after this level. Never mind. Forget me.
We could never, Thermal.
All right.
Are you gonna?
No, I'm not. I'm not gonna do that.
Okay.
Because it doesn't save time, real time. All right. So this
What's Izzy not
is.
going to do?
Don't worry about it. We'll explain. I'll explain it later.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
All right. So this section is an auto-scroller. You can get super unlucky and have the aliens just kind of sprint into the shredder sometimes. That happened while I was doing Trilogy, while practicing for this marathon. It was very funny.
So one weird thing about this level, there was a moment in time that the community was considering doing like low FPS strats, which would allow for these.
Oh yeah.
If you do some things right, you can get the aliens to clip underneath this level and get to the end trigger, essentially, which is throwing them in here. That can still happen on the 50 FPS. Yes, this game runs at a locked 50 FPS.
50, not 60.
Yeah. And I did have that happen to me one time in a run. One of them clipped out of bounds.
Wait, really? At 50 FPS?
Yeah, it was the weirdest thing. One of them clipped out, and I was like, I guess I only need to put 2 of them in there. I might have a clip of it somewhere, but it was like, oh, this is cool.
What if Buzz goes into that slot? Can he just count as 3 aliens?
I don't think he does. I think he just
counts
dies.
as losing the run. So yeah, Izzy's about to do more sequence breaking.
Yeah,
Hooray!
this section usually relies on teamwork and using all three of the characters' abilities to their advantage. Woody's just like, nah, screw this. I'm gonna do this all myself.
Yep.
We like barely use Buzz for this level, or for this first section, we don't use Buzz at all. So, just gonna do
So
quick out of bounds jump here.
yep, there's a random ledge grab there, and Izzy is now in
Buzz section.
Buzz's section in area 2, which she is now setting up for another cutscene overlap.
Ooh, that was
She's
close,
gonna put Woody into
but
a
I got
precise
it.
position, and then
That was close to triggering
there's going
there.
to be Izzy's going to do another little sequence break here.
And now Jesse is in Buzz's
Jesse's-
section. Come on.
Almost.
Come on. This wall jump can be really weird sometimes.
No, she's in Buzz's section.
This is nuts.
And then back
And now
down
she's
into
in her own
Jesse's
section. So here's where the cutscene overlap is. Izzy probably did something there that you wouldn't have noticed. She probably used keyboard there
Yes,
to
I did.
switch back to Woody, which is actually, I think it's you press the numpad or the
number 1.
number 2,
Yeah.
number 1, which if you were using controller, you would have to press like right bumper twice
Yeah.
to get to Woody.
And now we're
But
falling.
by pressing 1, gets allows for the cutscene overlap.
Whoa, 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 whoa. So here, we have to fall for like 22 seconds or something. When doing runs, we would actually close the game and then reopen it. And that makes that death faster for some reason, but it's not faster for real time. And I think it's funnier that Woody falls for like 20 seconds straight.
This is what the Void in Toy 2 looks like.
Exactly. Alright, so this final section is actually mostly intended using all three of the characters, but we're just gonna do it with all the fast cycles.
Yep. And there will be a little bit of a sequence break-ish. Not really a sequence break, but just like a little bit of overlap going on.
Ah, come on. I'm gonna try to do something here called fire jump, where I'm gonna skip landing on that thing and skips a long cutscene. One last infinite wall jump for the run. And on this. And then here,
Nice.
I'm going to trigger this cutscene and throw the cube in right after I trigger it. And use keyboard again. And that allows the cube to
No,
be
this
thrown
is
in
not your partner
during...
Q from Portal.
That allows the cube to be thrown in during the cutscene, and that is the end of Junkyard. We are down to one last level, and this level, we do want to give a flashing lights warning, because this level has some intense flashing lights, so just be warned.
You have been warned.
This is
Watch
Haunted
it.
Bakery.
No. Well, don't leave if you don't have to, but if you
Alright.
must.
It's the final boss. This level is very intense.
It's the final boss fight.
We start by shooting muffins.
I could go for a blueberry muffin right now.
They
That
do
actually
not
sounds
know the
really
Muffin
good.
Man.
The Muffin
Muffin
They
Man.
will be going to hell.
A muffin man. The muffin man.
I think that was a pretty good first section.
Hooray! So again, flashing white warning. Soon, TM.
Yeah. So basically, the rest of this fight, we have to defeat Dolly, and there are 5 different phases, using 2 different weapons. There is this giant space cannon that falls from the sky, which is basically a turret, for some of the phases. And can I have a cursor, please? The cursor's just not spawning. That's fun. That happens sometimes.
Yeah, the little aiming reticle just sometimes does not show up.
Okay, that was decent. Alright, and for this next phase, we have a cow launcher, and we're actually going to be kind of doing splash damage. We're kind of lock this giant laser witch, kind of stun her in the air by just chaining shots at her. So just do that, and we can just do 4 shots super quickly in a row. And now I need to get ammo to spawn the next phase. And I'm actually going to die here. And what that's going to do is it's going to make this phase always complete in 26
seconds. Yep.
Yeah.
Even if you don't technically finish it, it just finishes.
Yeah, and that makes this
That was actually found
a lot more consistent.
Yeah.
So the wedding cake with evil Dr. Porkchop, does that imply that the witch wants to marry Ham?
I guess so. Evil Dr. Porkchop plus the evil witch.
All right, we got 2 more phases left. This last one is very tricky, and final time is coming up. So this one, both phases are spawned in, and we're supposed to use both of them. But if we chain the shots well enough, then we're able to just use the cow launcher. Looking good. Oh, uh-oh. She escaped!
It's fine.
She escaped!
Watch your health.
Time!
Time.
Let's go! That... I barely clutched that at the end. So yeah. That is Toy Story Trilogy. That was quite a run.
You had me, like, worried
was
about your health
drenched.
there.
Yeah, that was really close at the end. But yeah, that is Toy Story Trilogy. Thank you all so much for watching. This was a ton of fun. Thank you, Thermal. Thank you, Lance, for joining me on this incredible journey. I'm so happy I got to show this off. This was an amazing run. But yeah.
Thank you so much, Izzy, for joining us, and the commentators as well. If you have any final shout-outs you would like to give to either yourself or your community, feel free.
Yeah, I just like to shout out the Toy Story community, the Toy Story 2 community, and the Toy Story 3 community, and the Toy 1 community. They're all amazing. I've met so many amazing people with this, and these are such fun runs. If you want to find me, I run a ton of Pixar games. IzzyHope58 on Twitch. I've run all of them, literally all of the Pixar games. But yeah, thank you all so much. Thermal, Lance, where can people find you?
On the internet.
I'm great.
Yeah, twitch.tv/thermalsquare. I do some licensed games too.
Twitch.tv/firstlance. I do
Stuff
a lot
like
of different stuff.
It's true.
All right, and with that, we are going to take a quick break here while we get set up for the next run, so don't go anywhere.